go live, and you are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Dallas Cowboys. Why the Dallas Cowboys 0-16? Because they suck. They just lost a playoff game, and they suck. And welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all? Anybody at all going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening? I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Or anybody spends any time watching like the replay of this. Once again, thank you so much. It really means the world to me. Thank you. I'm going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight, shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Got a lot to talk about. Let me tell you what. After the Philadelphia debacle last night, but anybody got anything to say, please feel free, throw it in the chat box. I check on the chat box every 5-10 minutes or so. So if something gets thrown in there, I check on it, I see it. I always try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free, fire away. Put what you want in there. Before I get started, anybody got any wants to help support my channel, it would mean the absolute world to me. The description box below, the top link, very top link, it takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second one's called the Lawrence Taylor. And third one's called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them and everything. There's loyalty badges. There's 8 different loyalty badges, which are pretty cool. The loyalty badges, what it is, each one's a helmet. It's a different helmet. And the older the Giants helmet is, the longer you've been a supporter of my channel. Now, if you get the leather helmet next to your name, you've been a supporter of my channel for a long time, long time. There's also 4 emojis. Eventually, there'll be a 5th one coming up. Right now, there's 4 of them. I had them made up on Fiverr. I get every time I look at them, I get a kick out of it. And there'll be a 5th one coming out eventually, but right now there's 4 of them. You can use them like in the if you're going to make a comment. We're going to put them in the chat box. Right. So please feel free. If anybody wants to help support my channel, once again, it would mean the world to me. Also, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time either I go live or I put out a video, you'll be notified, and it's free of charge. So what do you got to lose? As of right now, I got 4,985 subscribers. I'm 5th. I just had 4,984, and as soon as I clicked on the page here, it went up another one. So I'm 15 subscribers short of 5,000 subscribers. I never thought in a million years I'd get 5,000 subscribers. It's absolutely amazing. I've been going up like 30 or 40 subscribers every day. So by the time today's over with, I probably won't get another 15, but probably the way it's looking anyway, by tomorrow I should be up to 5,000 subscribers. And I thank each and every one of you. So thank you. And then lastly, also in the description box below too, okay? There's 2 Facebook links. The top one takes you to a group. It's called New York Giants, the Gridiron. Very original, I know. My YouTube channel, my Facebook group and my Facebook page, I'm going to talk about in a minute here. They're all called New York Giants, the Gridiron. I just keep it very plain and simple. But the top link takes you to a group. Okay, you can, right now there's over 2,000 members. You click on it and become a member. The nice thing about the group, okay, is that I put in probably like at least 10 things a day, whether it's like a picture, a post, a video, or anything. I put all kinds of stuff in here. Like there's a post here from Adam Schefter, the Giants' key unrestricted free agents this winter: Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Sterling Shepard, Julian Love, Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Richie James, Feliciano Gates, Fabian Moreau, Oshane Ximines. Those are just some of the key guys, okay? Unrestricted free agents. So I mean, I put all kinds of stuff in here, every day, so please feel free, click on the link and become a member, and you can post stuff in there as well too. Then the next link below that, okay, it takes you to, let's see here, it takes you to, it's a page, okay. It's once again, it's called New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's the page, okay, and it's the same thing. Okay, I'm easily getting, I put like at least 10 things a day in there as well. Right now we have 561 people who like it. I have over 1,900 people following. The way things are going, okay, is I'm getting every 3 or 4 days, I'm going up like another hundreds of followers. I'm sorry. Now that the season's over with, that might die down a little bit, but I'm thinking I have over 1,900 followers on the page. I'm kind of figuring the way it's going. It's probably within the by the end of this week coming up, I should be over 2,000 followers. So, I mean, that's really, really taken off. And it's the same thing here. I put in like 10 things or so every week. Every day, whether it's a post, a picture, a video, something or other. I'm putting things in there every day, and I don't commingle. So whatever I put on the page, I don't put in the group. Whatever I put in the group, I don't put in the page. Vice versa. So between the page and the group, I got at least 20 different things, if not more, that I'm putting in there every day. So please feel free. Okay, become a member of the group and then come to the page and like it and follow it. And between the two, you'll get a boatload of stuff every day. Right, every day you'll get a ton of Giant stuff, and if you're not satisfied, as I always say, your money back guaranteed. All right. So with that said, oh my God, I in the my video I did, it was Friday night. I did a video, just previewing the game, talking about, what I think might go on or whatever. I picked the Eagles. I think it was like 30-21. I thought the Giants would, show up and have a reasonably, outing, respectable. You know what I mean? I didn't think the Giants would win, but I thought they'd walk off the field. It's like, you know what? I mean, the Eagles had a week off and they have a good team and all that stuff. And you know what? I mean, the Giants are walking in with their chest puffed out. And, a couple of weeks earlier, they had their second and third stringers in there, only lost to the Eagles by 6 points and and all. I mean, Giants, Giants are going to bring it, I mean, I don't think we're going to win, but maybe be within a score or something like that. Yeah, I didn't think in my wildest dreams it'd be 38-7. I mean, it was either going to be one of 4 things was going to happen. Either the Giants were going to win within a score, you know what I mean? The Eagles were going to win within a score, like 28-21, something like that. The Eagles were going to win by obviously double digits, 10 to 14 points. No, the Eagles were just going to blow them out. I didn't think they would beat them by 31 points. I said, I was thinking maybe they beat them by 20 points or something like that, but I didn't think, they'd beat them by 31. But I think I picked the Eagles 30-21 or something like that, but I thought it'd be a little more respectful than that. But it just goes to show you kind of what's important. Okay. As kind of as a rebuilding, goes on. Okay. What the Giants, need. Right. Now, as let's see, Richie James, I think was in the slot. I mean, Richie James had a very, very good game. Where are we at here? Can I pop that up? Buck score. Here we go. I think Richie James was in the slot. So we had Slayton, right? And Hodgins on the outside, right? So Hodgins on the outside caught 1 ball for 3. Darius Slayton, the other guy on the outside, caught 1 pass for 4. So our 2 guys on the outside basically being covered pretty much by Slay and Bradbury. Okay. 2 catches, 7 yards. You're not winning anything with that. You know what I mean? You might win. You ain't winning nothing. Nothing with that. Okay. Richie James, okay, which was our slot guy. Okay, that's where they're a little weak at the Eagles. He had 7 catches for 51 yards. Okay, so that's what we were able to try to expose. But it just goes to show you, okay, that and this all boils down, and it's good in one respect, not to lose to the Eagles by 312 points. That's not good. But what is good is that Shane now has a what do you want to say, a menu or diagram, whatever, right, on how to build a winning team. Okay, first things first. All right, basically what you're going to do. All right, you got to you start in the middle and then you go out wide. Let me explain. Right, you start in the middle, the trenches. Okay, is where you know. I mean, it's nice to have the quarterback and the receivers and and all that and everything, but you win in the trenches. Okay, the offense and the defensive line win games. Okay, so what we need to do, as you can see, right, is we need trenches on both sides. Okay, our offensive line, our defensive line is okay. Now, so as far as our offensive line, I think we gave up 5 sacks. I think it was. I mean, we ran the ball 20 times, 118 yards, but we completed 15 passes for 135 yards. Daniel Jones was 15 out of 27. I mean, after you take the sacks, he had 109 yards passing. I mean, we had 118 yards. We had 227 yards of offense, right? But I mean, how the Eagles have it with their defensive front. Yeah. Now, they're not going to be able to afford these guys forever. And I think after this season, a lot of the guys on the Eagles team are going to go bye-bye because they can't afford them, right? But, I mean, it just goes to show you, like what the Eagles have as far as like the pass rushers they have, but also how they're able to, they're kind of stout up front as far as maybe being good against the run, right? As where the Giants, are maybe lacking that a little bit, that stoutness up front, but also not so much the stoutness up front, but the inside linebacker position. Okay. This kind of, Jaylen Smith had a boatload of tackles, but, they had 268 yards rushing. They had 253 yards rushing the first time we played them. They averaged over 8 yards a carry. The Eagles' offensive line is phenomenal. I can't remember the guy's name, but their offensive line coach is really good. Really, really good. He's a lot better than the guy that we have, Johnson. But they also have 2 Hall of Fame. They got a Hall of Fame center and they got a Hall of Fame right tackle. You go back about 5 years ago, whatever, they had a Hall of Fame center, Hall of Fame left tackle, and they had Jason Peters too. So they basically had 3 offensive linemen who were all Hall of Famers. Okay. Their offensive line is really, really good, but being coached by a really good offensive line coach. Okay. So, it just shows you, okay, what did we get? 1 sack, I think it was? Yeah, 1 sack. We got 1 sack. Okay. Just goes to show you, winning up front is huge. Jalen Hurts completed 16 passes, right? DeVonta Smith had 6 catches for 60. He averaged 10 yards a catch. A.J. Brown, 3 catches for 22 yards. Dallas Goedert, 5 catches for 58 yards, right? 16 catches for 154 yards. He was 16 out of 24, 66 per 60. If you rounded up, 67%, 8 basically, right? Averaged 6 yards a pass. Right, once got sacked 1 time, didn't throw any interceptions, and averaged 6 yards a pass attempt, which is nothing big, okay. But he didn't need to, okay, because they had the run going. But we were able to shut down, somewhat. It was kind of the same thing as it was with Justin Jefferson. They had A.J. Brown, 3 catches for 22 yards, 7 yards a catch. He had 6 targets, caught 3 passes. DeVonta Smith had 10 targets, caught the ball 6 times. Dallas Goedert 5 for 5. Now we're gonna have a hard time, I thought, with him. Okay, but they had good wide receivers, and we were able between like our safeties, double and 1 guy, maybe Adoree Jackson taking somebody else out of the game. So meaning going wide. We stout up the middle, but they're also going wide, meaning wide receivers. Okay, and cornerbacks. Okay, now I know if the Giants might want to think about maybe trying to upgrade their cornerback position next year, maybe get somebody else in the draft. We'll have to wind up waiting and see. Maybe in free agency, maybe trying to upgrade their outside cornerback position where you're going to have maybe 2 real good. Unless they think Aaron Robinson can do it, but then the guy's always hurt. So, but also kind of goes to show you the lack of explosive. Slayton's a good guy. Hodgins is a good guy. Okay, don't get me wrong. But, when they're being taken out of the game, okay, Daniel Jones has no time in the pocket to pass, right? They're not that effective. So it goes to show you how we need a alpha. We need the numero uno wide receiver on this team. Somebody that can scare the crap out of you. Okay, Giants don't have that. Hopefully we're getting Wan'Dale Robinson back. We're going to hopefully re-sign Sterling Shepard. I'm not sure what we're going to do with Darius Slayton. Hopefully we'll bring him back. That would be cool. But I mean, if we start bringing all these other guys back, Slayton's not going to be a starter. Maybe Slayton might want to go someplace where he can be a starter. Because, I mean, if we got Hodgins, right? If we got Sterling Shepard, we got Wan'Dale Robinson. If we get somebody in the draft or something like that, Slayton's not a starter. Now, Slayton's going to maybe re-sign, and he's got to wait for a bunch of guys to get hurt before he get back on the field again. So I'm not sure what Slayton's going to wind up doing. But I can see where Sterling Shepard would want to come back. But it goes to show you also how our offensive line, I mean, once again, Evan Neal struggled once again. And, you know, how you win in the trenches. Now, you know, as I said, the Giants offensive, you know, we need, you know, but a little more from our, now be interested to see what they want to do for Feliciano. As I said, I mean, the team is good enough, okay, to go up and beat most teams, right? But when you go up maybe against the elite of the elite, as I said, let's look at, we went up against Seattle, right? Playoff team. What did we do? We lost. We 3 games against the Eagles, playoff team. You know, 3 losses. Against the Dallas Cowboys, playoff team. 1, 2 times, both losses. So, right. We lost to the Detroit Lions. What did they do? They had a winning record, and they almost made the playoffs, right? Yeah. So we got some work to do. We beat Jacksonville. We beat Tennessee, right? We had some nice wins, okay, but I'm sorry, and then we also lost. We lost to the Vikings as well, too, right? So any team that had a good record, right, we wound up losing to. Now, of course, we're in a rebuilding season, okay. So I mean, you can easily say, oh, hey, Ronnie, hey, oh, I'm sorry. So upset about the loss, but what a great season. Yep, we need a good center. Yeah, wow. Well, Feliciano's gone. Well, I'm sorry. My bad. He's not signed next season, so it would be interesting to see what the Giants wind up doing. Hey, brother, it was a good season. We had it. Yep. Yeah. Well, I was going over that. It's like, as far as like winning in the trenches and all. I mean, the Giants, it just goes to show you. I mean, the Eagles didn't need to pass the ball. I mean, they could just run the ball. It was just kind of, they got 268 yards rushing. I mean, it's like, we need an inside linebacker. Somebody maybe gets, can get, go sideline to sideline. I know I'm asking for a lot because I'm sure every team out there is looking at that. But somebody can get off a block, because if Sexy Dexy is being double covered, double teamed, or whatever, Leo Lyon can't make the tackle. The guys gets to the second level. You need guys who can, read the play, shoot to the hole, right, make the tackle. But if he's getting blocked, shed the block, make the tackle. The Giants just don't seem to have that. Then, as I also was saying, we need a wide receiver. We need somebody who can scare the crap out of another team. Hell of a season. Yep. Joe Shane Dable are gonna. Yeah, we're gonna have some money next year, right? We have over 50 million, 54 million. If we get rid of Golladay after June 1st, we save 13 million. So we'll be up around 60-something million. If we restructure Landon Williams next year, maybe re-sign him to an extra couple of years and bring his cap hit. His cap hit next year is like $32 million. If we can bring that way down, the Giants should have well over $70 million in cap space. But they got to sign, like maybe bring Sterling Shepard back, maybe bring Nick Gates back, Julian Love, Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones. We got a lot of guys. Fabian Moreau, if they want to bring him back, he did good. I'm not saying it's going to cost a lot of money, but we got guys that we want to try to maybe re-sign. So, and then we have 11 draft picks. I think we're probably going to have 11 draft picks. We should have 4 in the top 100. So those 11 draft picks are going to cost $10, $11 million, give or take, $12 million. So if we can get that 70 million, we'll have some. Maybe we can get one good guy, but it'd be interesting to see what we wind up doing in the draft, where we wind up going. Leo says he would take a pay cut. Love might be gone. I hope not. Jones gets 28 million in 3 years, 28 million a year. Well, we'll have to see. Let's see what they wind up doing it. I mean, his value, they said today, is $26 million. Well, interesting, because if the Giants went out there and balled out and say they beat the Eagles 31-28, well, it wouldn't be $26 million a year. Okay. It would be probably $36 million a year. But because of what happened, probably came down a little bit. So interesting to say, but they definitely want to re-sign Daniel Jones before he's able to hit free agency, because if he hits free agency, the Giants may not want to, so it'll be interesting to see. I know Dable did not commit to, they're starting to ask all kinds of questions after the game's over, like what's going to happen, what's happening in the offseason, who you resigning. It's like, dude, we just lost a freaking football game. I'm not thinking about, what I mean? But apparently, Dable was not, committing at that particular point in time to Daniel Jones being back. And also, it'd be interesting to see. I think it would be a mistake not to bring him back for his second season. Get him a little better weapons, right? He gets more comfortable in the system, right? He should be a little bit better next year, right? But we got to get some weapons for him. I mean, because between Hodgins and Slayton, they had 2 catches yesterday for 7 yards. You're not winning nothing with that. Your 2 outside guys, 2 catches, 7 yards. You ain't winning nothing with that. We need somebody. That's what the Eagles did, right? They went out, they got themselves, they got themselves that we kept Brown down, right? But that guy's a beast. They went out and they got him. They signed a check, $25 million a year, but they got themselves. They got Goddard, very good tight end. They got DeVonta Smith and Brown. I mean, who are you covering? It's good luck. So you can pay attention to those guys outside, right? But then that kind of leaves you weak in the middle, especially with the good offensive line to have. And you leave yourself weak in the middle because you're worried about covering all those wide receivers and tight end, right? And you're weak in the middle, and they got that phenomenal offensive line, 268 yards, right? 6 yards a carry. Couldn't stop him. I don't know what's worse. I mean, just not being able to stop the run every time they just hand the ball off. The guy gets 6 yards every time. They run the ball 2 times, they get a first down. I mean, they have 28. What is 20? I forgot. Was it 28 or 26 first downs? I forgot what the heck it was. Team stats here. 26. Okay. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Trade for Hodgins in Cincy. They can't pay him. Oh, Higgins. I'm saying Higgins. Yeah. Well, I seen a couple. Well, I mean, there's the H&H, right? We got Hopkins, maybe. He gets injured a lot. But Higgins, yeah, well, maybe Higgins, and then maybe get somebody else in the draft, right? Get Jones a wide receiver. Hopkins, 1 wide receiver and a true center, yeah. Yes, I'm interested to see what they want to try to do, because there's nothing worse than just getting the ball and you're taking a step back to kind of maybe survey the field, and before you know it, you have 3 defensive tackles ready to rip your freaking head off. You need that bubble, because if the guys like Evan Neal gets beat around the end, you need to step up in the pocket. Well, if you can't step up in the pocket, you forget about it. Interesting to see. Did they bring Feliciano back? Do they want to, do they want to put, Nick Gates does a very good job. But is he a top-notch center? Is he serviceable? Is he good to fill in? Is he good, at a guard, but, decent? Yeah. I mean, is he somebody you want to, interesting to see what they want. But, yeah, they're definitely, Evan Neal, hopefully his knee heals up. He gets better. All right. Hopefully he gets a little bit better, because he was like a turnstile, right? But also the weakness in the middle too. It's just, guys getting bull rushed back and all, just, we're good against certain teams, maybe a little bit there, that defenses are a little weak, but when you, as you say, when you go up against the best, the defensive front is just phenomenal. Yeah. But it shows you where your deficiencies are at, right? Yeah. What do we got? Need another defensive. Yeah. Rotate them. Well, the thing is that, after like Leonard Williams and Sexy Dexy, we got defense on, but they're up here, and then when they bring somebody else in, the talent level goes way down. I mean, and the thing is, it doesn't seem like as long as Wicks there, we're going to have the two edge rushers or outside defensive end, outside linebackers, edge rushers, whatever you want to call them. All we're going to have is the two guys in the middle. That's it. So you're going to have, Azeez and, Kayvon, right? If they can stay healthy, right? Crashing in on the outside, then you're going to have the two guys. And I said, if Dexter has to come off or Leonard Williams has to come off or whatever, don't forget Davidson is out. He's one of our draft picks. I mean, hopefully he'll get maybe a little bit better, but he's been out. But, the talent level there's a big disparity. I mean, with the Eagles, they got Linval Joseph, who's not a great pass rusher, but he's great at clogging up the middle. You got Ndamukong Suh, who's not a great pass rusher, but he's great at clogging. You put those two guys in there, you ain't going nowhere. I mean, you can triple team those. They're just so big and strong. You know what I mean? So, but it just goes to show you, said the Eagles' defensive line and their offensive line is just is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, he's been playing hurt. It was the same thing with Andrew Thomas, like his first season, first 2 years, I think. He had ankle problems and feet problems. Now you're going up against these freaking nature athletes, these defensive ends. Some of these guys are just ungodly, unbelievable. How phenomenal of an athlete they are. They're so like Micah Parsons, right? You got to be able to move real fast. And then if you ever get your hands on the guy, you got to be able to, anchor down, try to, and if you got a problem with your knee, you got a problem with your ankle or your foot, forget about it. You're just going to, you can try and try, but, you're asking for trouble. Now, hopefully Neil will work on his craft because I'm sure nobody's more embarrassed about all of this than Neil is. I'm sure because he's not used to this, right? He's played at the elite level. He's been one of the worst right tackles in football this year. So he's going to work on his craft. He'll get a little bit better. And hopefully they say, it's probably because he's injured with his knee. I'm sure he's not going to heal up and probably until the season's over. So hopefully if he comes back next year, if he's able to stay healthy, he'll probably be a little bit better. Hopefully maybe he'll start doing like what a little Andrew Thomas kind of did. By his third year, Andrew Thomas is like a Pro Bowl level, right? Hopefully Evan Neal will make that jump. Hopefully next year he'll be a little bit better. Maybe by his third year he'll get even a little bit better, right? But yeah, it's interesting to see what the Giants wind up doing, in the draft. We have 4 picks in the top, right around the top 100, maybe 100, 101, 102, out of 4 of the top 102, somewhere around there. So we should get 4 really nice guys, especially if we can get a center. You can get a nice center in the, like say the 3rd round. If you can find a diamond in the rough, you might be able to find somebody who is a real superstar. But you can get a real good center in the 2nd round too, right? So interesting to see where the Giants go. Free agency is first. Free agency starts in like 2 months. I forgot exactly what date it is. It's the beginning of the new year, which is March 15th, I think it is. Some reason it's March 15th is the beginning of the new NFL season. 15th, 16th, somewhere around there. So that's when free agency starts. We got less than 2 months for free agency. So now the Giants got some money to spend. Okay. But they got 2 months. They want to re-sign Daniel Jones. Right? So they got some guys they're going to have to want to re-sign. And so it'd be interesting to see where they go. And then, of course, we have about 3 months until the draft because the draft it's always the end of April, like April 27th or 6th or whatever. So today is January 22nd, tomorrow, soon to be 23rd. So we got about 3 months until the draft. So it'd be interesting to see. Now the Giants are going to try to take the best player available. You can't go into the draft. I think they're picking 25th. You can't go into the draft. We're taking a wide receiver at 25, baby. That's it, baby. No, you can't do that. Take best player available. If the best player available, okay, is like a defensive lineman, maybe somebody, an edge rusher or something like that, you got to take them. You can't have too many edge rushers or defensive, guys who can create havoc on the defense. You got to take them, without question. But it'd be interesting to see. The Giants try to maybe get a linebacker, Did they try to go for wide receiver? Who to go in the first round? Who do they go for in the second round? But it'd be interesting to say now that obviously the problem is one thing we're not used to, okay, especially we've been used to over the past however many years, okay, is drafting high, right? So it's kind of like, if we need a tackle or if we need this or if we need that, we're usually in the top 10. We can usually get a decent tackle. Or if we need a quarterback, well, we're taking 9, right? Number 9, which we were taking in 2015 when we took Eric Flowers, number 9. But if you're drafting number 9, if you like to go to the Bears, right? You go to the Bears, you jump to number 1. You give the Bears number 9. You got to give the Bears probably, I'm just saying, maybe another first rounder, maybe a couple second rounders, something like that. But you would have the ammo. You could go from number 9 to number 1 if you wanted to get a quarterback. Okay. The Giants, that's not happening. They're number 25. The Giants could jump up. I mean, like, there's I can't remember his name. There's good, just throwing us out here. There's a good tight end coming out of Notre Dame, phenomenal tight end. If they wanted to get somebody like that, right, they could jump up and they could wait and say the tight end, say he got, I can't remember his name, but I know he's from Notre Dame, All-American. But say he gets to like number 17 or 18 or something like that. The Giants could start going, maybe we can jump up. And if he gets 18 or 19, jump up, trade with those guys, give him our first rounder and something else to, for them to go from that number 19 back to 25, and we can jump up and we grab that tight end. Right now we have Daniel Bellinger in his second season. We have another stud tight end. Right, that's something to think about. Or I'm saying if there's a good center, just saying, and he gets to number 19 or 20 or so, the Giants can, I don't see the Giants wanting to jump up to number 8 or something like that for a wide receiver or something. They're going to probably let it fall to them. But I mean, the Giants could jump up if they wanted to. A few spots, not too much, because I don't think Shane wants to give up too much draft cap. I don't think he wants to give up 4 picks for one guy. Because they're not one guy. If they were one guy away. If they needed one wide receiver and they're good everywhere else, I could see them doing it. They're not. They could use as many picks as they can get, right? So I can see maybe Shane jumping up maybe a little bit to grab somebody, maybe giving up maybe 2 picks or something, for one guy. But I can see Shane, we had all the picks. We had 11 picks last year. I think having another 11 picks this year, I think Shane's going to want to use all of those guys, So it'll be interesting to see what winds up happening. But we got, before you know it, free agency will be here. It's less than 2 months. It's like maybe 7 weeks away. Somewhere around that free agency starts. It's just simply amazing. It's just simply amazing how it seemed like it was just like yesterday. We kicked off. We were just playing Tennessee, right? Before you know, boom, season's over with. Just like that. Now we're down to 4 teams. That's it. And how about those Cowboys, huh? How about those Dallas Cowboys, huh? Couldn't even score a touchdown. Oh, they did. They scored 1 touchdown. Then they missed the extra point. They had it blocked. Right. So they scored 1 touchdown and 2 field goals. That's all I can muster up. So the Eagles will be in a little bit of a dogfight next week. I'm not saying they're going to lose or not like that, but I mean, they'll be in themselves for a dogfight, because the 49ers got a good defense. They got a good defense. What the Eagles have them is that Brock Purdy is a third string quarterback. I don't know if Kenny they're one of their starters is supposed to be coming back, but Jimmy G, I'm not sure. There was a chance he might be coming back, but I'm not so sure about that. But I mean, it should be hopefully decent. It might have 2 really good championship games. I think the Bengals and the Chiefs. The Bengals have beaten the Chiefs 3 times in a row. Bengals look good. They look good. And I said, then you got the 49ers going up against the Eagles. I said, the only thing with the 49ers is that, they got Brock Purdy in there. So it's going to be, but he did decently tonight against the Cowboys. The Cowboys obviously got a good defense, good pass rush, and he did decent, but we'll have to wait and see. But heck of a way to lose. I was kind of hoping to get, a little bit better result, but it is what it is. I mean, the Giants were 9-7-1 during the season. We had a winning record. We went to the playoffs, and we won a playoff game. So, all in all, I mean, it's a hell of a way to go out and lose. You get totally slaughtered, but all in all, you got to be pretty darn happy, pretty impressed with with the Giants, and things are looking up for them. Right, we got a good salary cap. Right, we got to bring some guys back. Hopefully, re-sign some guys. So we got to keep our eyes out in the days coming up. Hopefully, the Giants do some talking to the guys that are free agents, and hopefully start bringing some of those guys back. But yeah, all in all, I mean, you can't be too bummed out. It was a successful season for the New York Giants, and hopefully next year. I mean, I'm not so sure how much of a leap forward we're going to take next year, because the schedule is going to be more difficult next year. I mean, we're going against the AFC East, so we're going to go up against the Patriots, the Jets, they're quarterback away, right? But the Dolphins, right? The Bills, okay, but then we're playing, I think, the NFC West as well too. So you got Seattle, right? You don't know what the Rams are going to do. They just won the Super Bowl last year. You don't know how they're going to be. But they got Seattle, San Francisco, Arizona, but I mean, so we'll have some tough games. All right. Plus the fact we were in third place this year, so we're going to be playing the third place teams in the other divisions, right? Instead of like last year when we were in fourth place, we were playing fourth place teams. So the schedule will be a little more difficult next year. All right. Hopefully we'll have sign some guys back. We'll get a nice free agent or so in to help the team out. Hopefully we'll get a few studs in the draft, right? And hopefully the team will get a little bit better, right? And keep building on that and going forward. But unfortunately, the season comes to an end. The other thing really pissed me off is losing to the Eagles. That just rips my heart out. I mean, if we could have lost to the Saints, anybody, but the Eagles or the Cowboys. But Cowboys are out. Not to worry about hearing those Cowboy fans anymore. But guys, it's been 37 minutes. Guys, especially Ronnie, thank you. Hey, guys, I got 2 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Anybody spent any time at all watching me here tonight, thank you. Anybody's going to watch any of the replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. It does. Thank you so much. Thank you. And as always, guys, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.